Players you would like the Jets to sign. Is Kwon Alexander still out there? Is that someone that's like still floating around?
Yeah.
He's out there. I mean, everyone's going to say D-Hop right now. I don't know. I mean, there's a few like pieces that I would look at. Kwon's the one that kind of jumps out at me as far as like, okay, he was good here last year, but there's got to be some reason why we're not signing him. I don't know if he wants like a lot of money or the coaches are just, they like Sherwood more. What do you think, Green Bean?
I think Sherwood is the starting guy. I think he's ready. But I think the Kwon thing, look, we signed it. When did we sign him? July last year or something like that?
Yep.
It was very late in the game. They're letting Kwon go out there and try to capitalize on the first year he stayed healthy since 2016, man. I totally get it from Kwon's perspective. He's trying to get a last payday. He was one of the elite linebackers for years. Couldn't stay healthy those last few years. Comes to the Jets, plays 49% of the snaps, stays healthy, and he's trying to parlay that into a payday. Doesn't look like it's going to happen the way that he wants. So I think bringing him back, especially kind of that all-in mentality, would be a good move. But if not, if he's like, hey, I'm not taking less than $4 million or something like that, and they want to give him 1.7 and it just doesn't work, I'm ready, man. I'm ready for Sherwood. I'm ready for Jets fans, myself included, to start believing in the pipeline developmental process again. We used to do this, man. We used to have guys that could come up that were on our roster for a year or two, and they filled in and they were the starters for a few years. Like, that's the way that it should be. Puha was like that. Snacks Harrison did that. Like, so we had guys that we kind of developed, and I think it would be really great to get back there. Sherwood is going into his third year. He played really well in the limited duty that he was able to, the limited opportunities that he got last year. He had 16 tackles, 12 of them were solo tackles. The guy's ready, man, in my opinion. And I think we could do a lot worse. I would be really excited to see him get his opportunity, and I think he would make good. It's scary, and I understand why Jets fans are hesitant to kind of buy into that idea. But I think if he was able to do that, and then you got a guy like Ruckert who sat on the bench for a year and comes in and plays, and we start bringing in our young guys, our mid to late round picks, they have a year or two on our roster. Max Mitchell was supposed to do that. He got thrown into starting duty, like those kinds of guys, and they end up being our starters. That's the way to have sustained success. And I think it would be really great to start with Sherwood. So I'm excited either way. I think that Kwon's still on the table, though.
Matt, what about you? Someone you want to sign?
Yeah, Kwon has to be pretty high on the list. And I think what they're doing is they're allowing him to see what else is out there, but they might have that last call in a way. It'd be like, hey, Pittsburgh's offering me 1 year at this. Can you match, or can you do better, or whatever? And maybe they'll say, yeah, we'll bring you back, sure, at that. Or, nah, we're not really, we're comfortable with where we are, sign that deal, that's fine. But I think his relationship with Saleh is why the Jets could potentially get a last call there. But I love Kwon for this team. I know that they're high on Jamie and Sherwood. It seems like any opportunity Robert Saleh has, he will go out of his way to talk about Sherwood and how he believes in him and thinks he's going to be a really good player. I just think in a year where you're going for it, I'd rather trust the veteran who's shown it and proved it to me than the unknown of what Jamie and Sherwood is.